this offseason. Wentz didn't have a moment to do that last year. Good reason, because he was promoted to be the starter just a week before the regular season began. Wentz also has new targets to throw to this season. Very exciting. And he wants to get to know them better. So he plans to hold a passing camp with them next month. Sal Palantonio has more.
Say hello to Carson Wentz 2.0.
I want to see decision making. The accuracy, the timing are his eyes in the right spot. Those little incremental increases from over last season, learning from last season, learning from the mistakes made and the good plays.
Doug Peterson was telling me, Bob, go down to the footwork. He wants you to get that front foot open a little bit so that you can drive your hips and through the ball. How's that working for you?
It's been good. It's been good. It's one of those things, just like with anything, you're always trying to work, and when the bullets are flying, things happen. It's not always clean, it's not always perfect, but it's definitely something we've talked about that I feel I've definitely improved on.
A quicker release, better footwork, an offense reconfigured with experience and strength at wide receiver. Alshon Jeffrey, what do you like?
Obviously his catch radius. He's been pretty impressive. Can go up and high point the ball as good as anybody. So knowing a guy like that who's might not be open and you can still give him a chance and he's going to make some plays, it's been impressive.
What do you like about number 11, the kid?
As you seen today, tell me what you think you seen today.
Yeah, he's sharp.
Sharp. Smart kid, great leader, fun to be around. Just competitive.
What about Torrey?
He can fly. Torrey can fly and still can. I know a lot of people weren't sure if he still had the wheels like he did when he was in Baltimore, and it's pretty apparent he can still roll. And then also just some veteran leadership with both him and Alshon.
What do you like about Carson Wentz so far?
Obviously you see his talent as a quarterback, but I think he's a great guy, great leader. He has everything you look for, in being a franchise quarterback.
I think it's valuable for those guys and really for Carson to understand, timing, accuracy, decision making, and we talk about being on time and in rhythm with throws as a quarterback.
The team has made a total commitment to make season 2 for number 11 the year the Eagles end a 3-year playoff drought, the longest in the NFC East.
Thanks, Sal Pal. I mentioned the new additions. Here's why the Eagles needed help in the passing game. Their wide receivers had a total of eight touchdown catches last season, and they ranked near the bottom of the league in all the major categories. Jordan Matthews was their only wide receiver with more than 40 catches last season. For more NFL discussion, let's welcome in our NFL insider, Jeremy Fowler. And Jeremy, we just heard Sal Pal talk to us about Carson Wentz. Let's stay in that NFC East and get the latest on Kirk Cousins. Where do the Redskins and Cousins stand on talks for a long-term deal?
Well, Linda, this is going to come into focus over the next month because that franchise tag deadline is looming July 15th. But there has been optimism, and ESPN's Adam Schefter has been reporting this. But from what I'm told, ever since the Redskins reorganized their structure internally and just got more streamlined in this front with General Manager Scott McCloughan out of the picture, there has been more positivity regarding Kirk. General Manager, the new General Manager, Doug Williams, came out and said that this is our guy, and that we have an offer that we hope that Kirk follows through on. But it's not so simple, Linda, because it still comes down to that bottom line, no matter how much goodwill there is, because Cousins knows all the leverage is on his side. $24 million this year on the franchise tag, $34 million next year. That's almost $60 million that you got to think is the baseline just for guaranteed money on a new contract. So the Redskins are going to have to get closer to that number as we go.
It's good to be Kirk Cousins. That is not breaking news, Jeremy. In other news, last night we learned that Vikings wide receiver Michael Floyd, he's been scheduled for a show cause hearing after court records showed he violated the terms of his house arrest by drinking. Now, Floyd currently serving that 96-day house arrest after, remember, he pled guilty to a December DUI. What more, Jeremy, can you tell us how this could affect Floyd and the Vikings?
Well, Linda, I'm sure the Vikings didn't have kombucha tea on their list of priorities for this offseason. I had to look that word up, by the way, but apparently that's what Mr. Floyd was drinking when he was tested in his home. And I got this long statement from his agent, Brian Murphy, outlining some of those tests that were in the .04 to .05 range on the blood alcohol level. And so he has to appear in court June 26th to explain himself. Now, the Vikings can wait until then, or they can see as they gather information what he tells them if they believe him or not. It's probably going to come down to that. that based on their research. And they don't have to do anything right now, Linda. They are in a good spot because they didn't give him a huge signing bonus. There aren't really any salary cap implications right now. He's due about $1.4 million on a one-year contract next year. Some of that is a roster bonus if he makes the team. Most of that is just in base salary. So if they want to walk away and they don't believe him, they can certainly do so.
That's a great business decision on the Vikings' part. Jeremy Fowler, he's going to be back at 9:40 Eastern. Tell us how the Steelers are training to stop Tom Brady and